Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the ESL India Premiership Summer Season Challengers Series 2018 that is brought to you by Omen by HP, HyperX and Intel and organized by Northern Gaming and ESL. So, Dota 2 is our next game and we have Dope Gaming that will be taking on Portal Esports. So, Dope Gaming, what do you think about this team?
Well, I've seen these players before, Dope Gaming. I think three of their players last year played the ESL India Premiership under the tag of XRG, and they performed pretty well for themselves. But I guess after a little while, they realized that, you know what, we're a team based from Mumbai, we can come back stronger in the next season. And that's why I think they're sitting here today, hopefully making their slot into the Masters League. And if that happens, we will be seeing Dope Gaming in the Masters League. It'll be exciting for me to watch them. Apart from that, I know XRG as a team. Last year they were pretty good, and they also like to play this very coordinated Dota, even though they have a very big hero pool in my opinion. So I'm excited to see whether they follow the same kind of lineup because they have similar coordination and players, or are they going to come out with a new impact revamped XRG now called Dope Gaming. Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's have a look at our first team, Dope Gaming for you. Dope Gaming for you, ladies and gentlemen. I was just discussing with Angie, doesn't dope sound shady? Anyway, moving on. Our next team, ladies and gentlemen, the team from Pakistan, Portal Esports for you. Well, we have seen Portal in CSGO.
Yes.
And we are seeing Portal now in Dota.
Yeah.
So what do you have to say about Portal's, the way it has performed in the Masters League this time?
All right, so Portal Esports is very similar to what we have in India, the Entity Gaming. And they have two lineups. They have their Counter-Strike lineup, which we have seen so many times in the Masters League. Apart from that, now Portal also has a Dota 2 lineup. They did take part in last year's ESL India Premiership 2, but over there they lost in the Challenger League to NCGC. And it was again in the promotion relegations round where they took a fall. So this is more like them coming back again and being like, you know, last time we took a fall, we almost made it to the Masters League, and I hope this time if they are able to defeat Dope Gaming, I think they could also be seen in the fall season, and then we would have Portal Esports both in Counter-Strike and Dota 2. It'll be exciting to see because they're also a fantastic team from Pakistan, and every time I watch Counter-Strike where there's a Pakistan versus India game, the crowd just goes wild from both the countries. So I hope to see the same kind of following when it comes to their performance in Dota 2 too.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is India versus Pakistan. Let's see what we have to see in the battle.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, a big warm welcome back to the ESL India Premiership. You're watching a best of one in the Challenger series between Dope Gaming and Portal Esports. I'm going to be your host for this evening, Cloud X, and we've already got the draft getting underway. It's Portal Esports picking up the Night Stalker in their first phase. They've got a secondary pick coming their way, while the Tusk has been the opening pick for Dope Gaming. In case you haven't caught wind of this yet, you're looking at an India versus Pakistan showdown. Portal Esports from Pakistan, Dope Gaming from India. And I, for one, cannot wait to get this one started. Tusk and Witch Doctor are going to be the first two picks for Dope Gaming. Jakiro are going to be the opening for Portal Esports. This, however, comes after 6 bans are already on the board. Nashrak, Clockwork and Sand King taken out of the pool by Dope Gaming, while Portal Esports will get rid of the Faceless Void, the Naga Siren and the Omni Knight. Not too sure I see a pattern here in the draft just yet. I'm curious to see how this plays out, but it seems that both teams have revealed their supports a bit early. the ideal situation here for, or rather the ideal way forward as far as the draft goes here, is to ban out offlaners that can hold their own versus your particular support duo. In this case, Dope Gaming needs to pick up an offlaner to deal with a Night Stalker and a Jakiro, constantly harassing him in the offlane, while the same applies for Portal Esports. They need someone that can stand their ground versus the Tusk and the Witch Doctor. Now, one way to deal with the Tusk and the Witch Doctor could be to pick up the puck in the offlane. Of course, I'm really bucketing this into a very micro, or how do I say this, a very myopic view of things. I don't think the approach to the draft should simply be to win your lanes, but if that was on the priority list here for Portal Esports, I feel like a puck offlane would make some sense. You've got the phase shift to dodge projectiles, aka the paralyzing cast, and you've also got a way to get the hell away from Tusk if he blocks you in with those ice shards. Razor going to be the fourth ban on the board here for Dope Gaming, while the Gyrocopter will get removed by Dope Gaming as well. Meanwhile, Portal Esports getting rid of the Life Sealer, so it seems they're a bit worried about the Infest Bomb setups coming with the Snowball initiation from Tusk. And then they're going to follow it up with another one-position ban in the form of that Terrorblade. There does seem to be some merit in banning the Terrorblade. For starters, Portal may not be a fan of picking up the TB up against the Witch Doctor. Those casts can prove to be quite a deterrent when you've got an illusion army on the field. But it also seems counterproductive to ban the Terrorblade and then pick up the Legion Commander, because overwhelming odds is pretty damn good versus multiple units on the battlefield. Let's see how Dope Gaming responds to this. They do have that layer of defense with the snowball save coming out from the Tusk if at all the LC latches onto a target with the duel. We also might see cores that are inclined to build a Lincoln Sphere coming out this game from Dope Gaming. And in that department, I'm thinking of the Morphling, a hero that has been receiving exceeding amounts of love of late on the pro circuit. Third pick on the board, Dope Gaming, scratching their heads about this. They've even dipped into their reserve time now. Nothing concerning though. They've got a good 1 minute and 30 seconds on the clock. Alright, it's going to be the Abaddon. So instead of picking up a Lincoln Sphere core, they've just gone ahead and picked up a straight up debuff slash unkillable core in the form of the Abaddon. There is the slight possibility of a Silver Edge hit proccing courtesy Legion Commander, if she does choose to go for the Silver Edge, that is, which could then disable the Abaddon borrowed time. But you know, I think I might be overthinking this. It's very likely that the Abaddon's just going to be standing a mile and a half away for the most part and shielding up whoever gets tagged by the Legion Commander. There's also that neat little dispel that kicks in that helps you deal with the Night Stalker going to town on one of your squishy supports. I think it's a good pick. I think Dope Gaming have covered most of their bases with that third pick, Abaddon, and it does seem like Portal Esports are a bit flustered with this one. They're now dipping deeper into the reserve clock. One of the best ways to deal with that Abaddon core is to have immense amounts of control and lockdown. It's unlikely that you're going to walk away with a successful kill if you jump in on the Abaddon first, and Abaddon's going to want to be that piece of meat that soaks up most of the damage on the front lines anyway. Portal Esports will go with the Monkey King as their fourth pick. Another potential Silver Edge coming out on their team, but I feel like the biggest problem with the core Monkey King is he kind of has a fall-off period, post which he's quite easily killable, and sure, his damage doesn't really fall off. He does do insane amounts of damage, even in the ultra late game phase, but he's not the most, how do I say this? I don't want to say he's not the most mobile carry. He is fairly elusive as well, but he's the kind of carry that needs immense amounts of lockdown for him to thrive in the midst of a team fight. But I'd like to see if Dope Gaming has enough control for the Monkey King here. Queen of Pain coming out as the fourth pick here from Dope Gaming. You've got the age-old, tried and tested Abaddon and Queen of Pain duo coming out here. It's a rather cheeky little strat that they've got going where you have that shield up on the Queen of Pain. She jumps in YOLO, tries to pick up a squishy support, and on most occasions even gets out scot-free. They've also got this very subtle regen slash heal based lineup coming out with the Mist Coils and the Voodoo Restoration from the Witch Doctor. Assuming the Tusk goes for the Urn as well, that's a lot of sustenance or sustainability coming out in their lineup if and when they do decide to siege towers. That said, though, they are lacking in the tower takedown department, and just as I say that, they're going to round out their draft with a nice Lycan pick. I like this. I gotta say, I'm a fan of Dope Gaming's draft here. I could see it working. I don't see enough ways for Portal Esports to stop the push coming at them. Jakiro is probably their only... Well, Jakiro and Legion Commander are probably their most viable tools here to stop that early push.
10 seconds remaining.
But at the same time, when I look over at the Portal Esports lineup, they've got an insane amount of lockdown coming out. Pretty much every single hero has some form of crowd control. Perhaps you want to supplement that with a high impact mid that does have scaling potential. And in that department, I really feel like the Dragon Knight is a perfect fit. Because the same problem does apply for Portal Esports as well. They do kind of lack potential in the tower takedown department. So you want to probably get something that can take buildings early on just to get that net worth ball rolling in your favor. Also, one of the ways to deal with the Lycan is to have map control early on, preventing him from going into the jungle and just lapping up free farm and EXP from those neutrals. One of the best ways to do that is to take down those early tier 1s. And what better way to do it than with the Dragon Knight? Let's see what Portal Esports opts to go for, though. They do have... well, they don't have too much time, actually. They've just got about 10 seconds to go now on the reserve clock. Alright, there it is. The Death Prophet comes out as their final pick. It's their mid. It's an alternative to the Dragon Knight as far as taking towers goes. And yeah, I can't say with confidence that one draft is better than the other at this point. It just feels like we're going to have to see which team outplays the other and which team makes the better decisions throughout the early and mid-game stages. They've both got immense amounts of firepower and control in the late-game stage. So, I mean, if we go past the 30-minute mark, I think it's anyone's game, honestly. For those of you just tuning in, you're watching the ESL India Premiership. This is a match from the Challenger Series. It's Dope Gaming versus Portal Esports in a best-of-1 India versus Pakistan showdown. I'm CloudX, going to be your host for this evening, and I'm going to be solo casting for you this time around.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Alright, folks, I'm not sure if we've got a pause in game or if something just bugged out horribly. But we don't seem to be going past the draft phase here. I'm assuming one of the players has paused the game. Alright, there we go. Just wild things. Alright folks, give me a moment. I'm just going to use this pause time to quickly set up my scripts as well. Alright folks, apologies. Looks like we should be back on the way. No more hiccups. Quickly gonna run through the lineups here. We've got stand-in aggressive on the side of Dope. He's gonna be playing the Tusk. It's gonna be Lycan in the hands of... Wait, what? There's two aggressives. Okay, then totally not a Smurf. Kale's gonna be playing the Witch Doctor. Quinnipian is gonna be in the hands of Nevermore, and that means Error will be handling that Abaddon, not an Abandon. On the other side, you've got Portal Esports. It's gonna be Jukiro in the hands of Seven. It's Eon handling the Monkey King. Legion Commander is gonna be played by New Cat. Night Stalker in the hands of Dexter, and that puts X on the Death Prophet. Some familiar names here across both teams. Kale and Eon, two that really stand out here. Gonna see a bounty rune contest here towards the bottom secret shop. Doesn't look like Portal Esports are gonna get that one. In fact, it looks like it's gonna be a pretty solid start here coming out from Dope Gaming. Eon only picks up one bounty rune for his team, and honestly, I don't think they're gonna be happy with the way they started off. Middle lane. This is unusual. You've got a mid Legion Commander going up against a Queen of Pain. It's not... I mean, I wouldn't say it's the worst thing in the world. Because if I'm not wrong, the press the attack does dispel that Shadow Strike debuff. So I feel like Legion can actually hold her own here versus the Queen of Pain. But it's gonna be problematic, especially if the Tusk rotates in. Because between a Snowball Ice Shards and, you know, the Scream of Pain coming out, I think they're gonna have a fair amount of burst damage. Possibly enough to take down that Legion Commander as well. While on the flip side, I feel like a Night Stalker rotating towards the middle lane with a Legion Commander who doesn't really have lockdown of her own up until level 6 is not going to be a deterrent for the Queen of Pain at all. Couple of pauses coming out. Hopefully that'll be the last of them. Bottom lane. Got aggressive. Duking it out here with 11. He started off with the Ice Shard, so he could get a successful block off if he chooses to. They've even got the Howl buff going in their direction, so maybe it is a good idea for Aggressive to try and trade hits. But the only problem is he's at a disadvantage because of the Observer Ward there. But as I say that, he drops down the Ice Shards. The Orb of Venom ticks are there as well. This could just be your first blood. A couple more hits ought to do it. One more hit will indeed, as Aggressive claims first blood. Now X, he's chasing him down with the Spirit Siphon. He might just be able to get the return kill here, but it's just not enough damage. And X will be forced to back away as Aggressive beats up on him. Meanwhile, look at what Abaddon is up to. He's taken the creep wave all the way around. He's actually stacked up 2 waves of creeps here. And this now means that there's going to be an onslaught heading towards his own tower. Abaddon, you can just see him licking his lips, waiting for the EXP to come his way. All he's really got to do now is stay alive for the next couple of minutes. And he should be good. Back at bottom. Aggressive. Doing okay in the CS department. Sitting at 6 and 3. While the Death Prophet isn't really having the best time. I'm awfully confused about running this tri-lane Death Prophet as opposed to just putting her on the middle lane and letting the Legion Commander stay in the off lane there. So far, I mean, it does seem to be doing okay. Death Prophet is sitting at a good 6 and 2 herself. But an aggressive tri-lane with a Death Prophet who's going to be starved for EXP may not be the best move. I guess the game plan here for Portal Esports is to just get that quick level 6 on the Legion Commander before they try and make anything funky happen. But as I say that, they blink forward. Unfortunately, the Ice Shards didn't block in New Cat there. And he ends up surviving and staying under his tower. He's even got a fair few amount of tangos to go, so no real rush for him to back off. Elsewhere though, looks like Kale ends up going down. It's aggressive tri-lane. Runs him down under the tier 1 tower and scores that kill. Invis Rune picked up on the Tusk. Unfortunately, he doesn't have mana for the Ice Shards and the Snowball combination. Perhaps the Snowball and the Orb of Venom ticks should be enough to hold him in position long enough for Nevermore to get in there. But he's gonna have to wait till the press the attack is popped before he can pop that Shadow Strike. Although that would have been a good opportunity given that he didn't have mana for it. How's top lane looking? Monkey King versus Abaddon. Monkey King just thrives in these one-on-one melee versus melee matchups. Mostly because of this. He's got himself that buff coming out from the Jingu Mastery. Just giving him that extra bit of damage in the lifesteal. Beyond the point, there's just nothing that the Abaddon's going to be able to do. But for now, he's playing quite well. He's going aggressive on him. Abaddon, let's not forget, he's also one that thrives in these melee versus melee matchups himself. Especially for the first few levels when the Aphotic Shield adds a lot more value than the Jingu Mastery. Is this cat and mouse skirmish happening up top, but on the bottom lane it looks like we're seeing a pincer trap coming out here with the Night Stalker coming in from the left and the Jakiro on the right. But the Jakiro is the one who's been caught off guard here. Gets tagged with the Malediction. He should be going down here, but it will be aggressive that pays the ultimate price for it as well. That's not worth it at all for Dope Gaming. Trading off a core for a support. Feels like Portal Esports are quite happy with the way this aggressive tri lane is working out for now. Death Prophet leading over the Lycan in terms of both CS and kills. New Cat picks up that DD rune in his bottle, but in the absence of the duel, there isn't much you can do here. In fact, Nevermore's going to be at level 5 by the time he has to back away from here. In fact, here we go. Aggressive with the snowball. They need the ice shots there to stop him in his tracks. He pops the DD. Maybe he should just consider man fighting here. Indeed he does. Press the attack spin pop. One more hit would have killed off Aggressive, but he takes too much damage. And the Scream of Pain comes back off cooldown, securing the kill for Nevermore. Bottom lane, meanwhile, they sense an opportunity in the absence of the Tusk. They'll go in for Aggressive and they'll kill off the Lycan once more. And Kale may not be as fortunate either. He's probably going to go down here. The Dual Breath will miss him. He comes out from the right. He's just juking and buying as much time as he possibly can. Pops the salve, stays alive, but now he's been body blocked in old school Warcraft style. And he gets taken down by X. Portal Esports just delivering blow after blow on this bottom lane, while top, the action just non-stop here. Eon, one more hit away from getting a solo kill there, but the save comes in from Aggressive, who's now going to work as well. Aphotic Shield drop defensively, missed coil as well. It looks like Eon is going to go down, and all because of a timely rotation from the Tusk. 7. Just staying on this bottom lane, just not leaving his core side at all here. And it's paying off. It's paying big dividends because Aggressive is getting no farm now. There's the paralyzing cast coming out, but Dexter's in the vicinity. Remember, it is night time, so the Void Slow will take in. They're going in on Aggressive once more and diving, abusing the tankiness that the Night Stalker brings to the table, but it's still not enough to finish off Aggressive, who did pop that defensive howl. Mid, Nevermore playing fairly aggressive here. Jumping in, blinking into New Cat, knowing that he doesn't have the duel to work with. Even if he did have the duel, it was probably not going to be a kill for him under the tier 1 tower. You've got what I like to call the calm before the storm now. Both teams gearing up to transition into the mid game. Unfortunately, Kale going to be sitting right in the eye of the storm there as he goes down while mid. They've gone in on New Cat again. He does have the duel if he wants to try and turn it around, but that would just be wasted since he's going to go down nonetheless. And heck, even 7 TPs in on low HP. That seems like a mistake. He's almost certainly going to go down there, giving over the double kill to the Queen of Pain. Not like this, Portal Esports. Dope Gaming. One of the things you want for your Queen of Pain in the early stages is that snowball start, and that's exactly what she's getting here. Sitting at 32 CS and right on top of the net worth charts with 3.1k attributed to her name. That Veil's going to come out in good timing, and this is over and above the power dreads finished up in 7 minutes. I'd be worried if I was in Portal Esports' shoes right now. They haven't really made the most of this first night time. Sure, they've applied a lot of pressure on the bottom lane, but they haven't addressed the Queen of Pain at mid. But as I say that, up top again, Aggressive, just being the playmaker across the map. Unfortunately, this time it doesn't work out in his favor as Eon gets the kill on the Abaddon and walks away. Bottom, they've got their eyes on the Lycan and they're going to go in with the Void. They've got the Spirit Siphon to augment the slow. No shapeshift available. He's still sitting at level 5, and that means for certain he's going to go down. Aggressive, gets some good ice shots in here, but Dexter just flies over them and gets over to the other side. There's the Spirit Siphon. Aggressive getting tagged under his own tier 1 tower, but with the TPs coming in, they're going to have to back away. Unfortunately, it looks like they're going to have to sacrifice Seven's life. They'll even keep the Tusk alive. Now Lycan is switching things up, chooses to go towards the middle lane where he can sort of get some farm going versus that Legion commander. But Portal Esports' efforts have indeed paid off in shutting him down. They need to get towers on the back of this early momentum they got on the bottom lane though. Failing which, Lycan's just going to go back into the jungle and farm up everything. Mid. Here we go. Eyes on New Cat again, but I was just Nevermore being efficient with the Arcane Rune. Not committing to an all-out gank there. Well, up top,
Radiant's top tower
Eon
is under attack.
not letting up on the pressure on that tier 1 tower either. Lycan just feels like a lost puppy at this point, going from lane to lane, hoping to farm any sort of farm he can. But he's definitely going to need backup from the Tusk and the Witch Doctor. It's time when the Queen of Pain starts making space for the Lycan. She's got a great start. She's got a Sonic Wave back online in 3 seconds. I think she's going to have to get more active with this. I mean, I've been proven wrong on more than one occasion this game, but I feel like it's unlikely that she can score a solo kill on the Legion Commander at this point. LC's got a fair amount of HP, and she's even packing a haste rune for good measure, so it's very unlikely that she gets the solo kill. In which case, she might want to put one of those TP scrolls to use and maybe even turn a gank around on the top lane. The highest value target on the side of Portal Esports is this Monkey King, and it might be in Dope Gaming's best interest to start turning their efforts over towards this top side. I mean, he's sitting at level 8. He's pretty much the most leveled hero in this game, despite the fact that Queen of Pain has had such an amazing start with 4 kills to her name. That says a lot about how efficient the Monkey King has been on this top lane. And also, it's primarily because he's got solo kills on that Abaddon, even in those 2v1 situations. That tier 1 tower though,
Radiant's top tower is
taking
under
a fair beating here, with consistent liquid fire spams being thrown out as well. Aggressive, doing the right thing, just pulling the creep wave back time and again, slowing down the onslaught on this tier 1 tower. The backup has arrived though. Witch Doctor's shown himself in the lane, so maybe that proves as a deterrent, preventing Seven and Eon from going in. But I mean, Portal's got their bases covered. They've even got this one observer ward placed down, so they're gonna watch all these rotations coming up towards the top lane, and they should successfully dodge this gank. I'd be very surprised if Eon dies here, but yeah, he's gonna phase boots up, make a run for it, and even jumps up onto the trees with the tree dance. And while that was happening, they even got the tier 1 tower in the bottom lane, so yeah, I feel like Portal are starting to make all the right moves here. There's a tier 1 gone in the bottom lane. That's one less layer of defense coming up for Dope Gaming. Although, the Shrine does compensate for the lack of a TP spot in this general area here.
haste.
Again, map control is just so important for Portal Esports this game, given that the Lycan could sneak Roshan somewhere around the mid-game phase if they're not careful. Mid, they try to go in for the duel and Nevermore, but the turnaround is coming. They've got the ice shards blocking them in, and with Era coming in as well, they might just be able to secure 1 kill. It may not be the Legion Commander since she's got the haste rune and she makes a run for it, but it will be the Night Stalker that ends up paying the price. It was a 4-hero rotation though. 4 heroes forced towards the middle lane to score 1 kill on a Night Stalker, a support Night Stalker. All the while, Portal just farms 2 out of 3 lanes. Let's also not forget that they've still got the Exorcism to work with, so if they do want to commit to a tier 2 tower, or even commit for that mid-tier 1 tower, they could do so. I mean, the top tier 1's probably just going to go down without the Exorcism right now, especially since the siege creep has already come into the lane.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Dope Gaming being put on the back foot here, but they're going to smoke up and try and regain some momentum. They've got their eyes on the Legion Commander. Maybe they'll start with the snowball, taking a passenger along with them. They've got the ice shards as well. New Cat should go down. Is the retaliation going to be there though? They've got the ice path coming out. Exorcism expended as well. Spirit Siphon upon aggressive has gone in the other direction. This fight completely split up now. Seven in a bit of trouble, gets hit with the Aphotic Shield. He's going into the Rosh pit. Is he attempting a deny here? Looks like he is, and he might just get it. No! Roshan has other plans as he goes to work on the Abaddon instead. Abaddon, his borrow time has been popped. Queen of Pain blinks in, gets hit with a big boundless strike there from Eon, who's now chasing her down. She doesn't have a blink available. The Jingu Mastery stacks have come through and they will get that kill. While elsewhere, they're even going to work on Kale after taking down the Abaddon. making it a 4-man wipe in favor of Portal Esports, who ended up losing just 2.
Radiant's middle tower
That's
is under
also going to
attack.
give them a tier 1 tower on the middle lane. It was an exorcism that was well worth it. And even now, Lycan just does not get a moment's respite. He's going to have to move up towards the top lane, towards the middle lane here. He does TP in, has the shapeshift, has popped it. They get the kill on Dexter with the snowball to initiate. But with that Wukong's command drop down, oh man, this was such a bad idea. Lycan just getting hit with those bamboo sticks from the Monkey King. While elsewhere, you've now got the Witch Doctor throwing down the cast. They can't quite lock down a target. And it looks like Portal Esports will successfully disengage. Dope Gaming, against all odds, will defend that tier 1 tower on the middle lane. But look at the map right now. You've got 4 observer wards placed down by Portal Esports, all very deep inside the Radiant jungle. This is what I'm talking about. This is good map control coming out from Portal Esports. The moment they take that tier 1 tower down, the opportunities for ganking on this side of the map are just immense. Duel to start things off. They've gone in on Kale with the Aphotic Shield Sabers there, and then the snowball comes through as well. It's a good ice path, but they don't have the exorcism to work with. Kale ends up going down. Creative Pain unloads with the Sonic Wave, but I think it missed. Newcat alive through all of this. Arrow still chasing him down on the side there. He drops the overwhelming odds before going down, while Queen gets herself a double. It's Dope Gaming that are now on the offensive here. Dexter gonna get tagged with that Shadow Strike as well. He's trying to fly over the treetops, does move up onto the cliff, starts his TP out there, and they don't have a way to stop it. Ice Shards will spot him, but it won't kill him off. Portal Esports just desperately going for that tier 1 tower, but making a mess of things there.
Dire's middle tower is under
Eon,
attack.
despite having a great game, it's 14 minutes in and he's still not. He still hasn't finished the Battle Fury.
Under attack.
He's gonna get it soon enough though, and this is in addition to the phase boots and the wands, so it's not the worst timing in the world. But oh man, I jinxed it, didn't I? This is his death. I mean, he's not gonna get a return kill here either. The Maledict with the damage over time just taking him down. That's gonna delay his Battle Fury a little more.
Under attack.
It's gonna come, well, they're gonna make up for it in the form of a middle tier 1 tower though. But even so, I think Dope Gaming are happy with that. The last few minutes have bought the Lycan some space as well. He's managed to pick up his Helm of the Dominator, and he's making progress towards the Necronomicon. Nevermore. He's finished up that Veil, and he's made some progress towards the Yule Scepter as well. 11, or rather 7. In trouble here. Gonna get picked off. Nothing you can do about this. Just turns and dual breaths a set of creeps.
Out and is under attack.
These pickoffs definitely working in favor of Dope Gaming here. They're opening up more time and space on the map. However, they might want to consider going bottom to defend this. Wonder if X commits the exorcism for this tier 2 tower. Here we go. They've gone to work on the tower without the exorcism committed. With Era sitting on the sidelines, they can start this fight on favorable terms. Here we go. They'll start things off. They've got that slow coming out. Unfortunate ice shots, however, they're still going to get the kill on X here with Lycan coming in from behind. The exorcism wasted as well. Now Newcat's going to go down too. Portal Esports doing everything they can to save him with an ice path and a boundless strike dropped on the floor, but it's not enough. Now aggressive, still chasing. Ice shots perfectly placed. 7 goes down too. And the chase has concluded with 3 going down on the side of Portal Esports. Dope Gaming once again lose nothing. Eyes on the prize here for Dope Gaming. They're looking to get those Necronomicons online ASAP for the Lycan, and post which maybe even a Rosh attempt could be on the cards. We're also seeing that insane amount of sustainability coming out from Dope Gaming that we talked about. You've got the Aphotic Shield, the Mist Coils, the Urn, the Voodoo... Well, no Voodoo Restoration yet, but... X, tagged there. With the Paralyzing Cast. It's even Darkness expended by the Night Stalker, who's now giving chase upon aggressive. He's moved towards the north side. His teammates need to go in and back him up. This chase, this could not work well for Portal Esports if they overcommit. They're walking into the Radiant High Ground. There's the snowball. Oh man, was that just Aggressive being trigger happy. They missed all their stuns upon him. The ice shots defensively placed as well. Now you've got Abaddon right on the front line, trying to do what he can, trying to get attention upon himself here. New Cat tagged with the paralyzing cast that come back upon him, and it looks like it'll be his death. Elsewhere, they did manage to finish off the task, but it's come at the price of the Legion Commander, and now the chase is on once again. Nevermore gonna work on X. X with the Spirit Siphon, the Wukong's command thrown down as well. The Boundless Strike is there. They've managed to tag Queen of Pain, but she's still alive with the Euphoric Shield upon her, while Arrow just heals up to full with that borrowed time and goes back to work upon X. Death Ward cancelled up there by a Yule Scepter from the Death Prophet. Now Arrow is in trouble. The Queen of Pain jumps in, gets the Scream, and doesn't quite get the kill just yet. She'll finish off the Night Stalker, but it will be the Death Prophet that survives through it all. Once again, as the dust settles, it looks like Dope Gaming come out on the delivering end of the blows. And all of this while Aggressive takes down the tier 1 tower on the top lane. Every single time the Exorcism is down, it's an opportunity for Dope Gaming to get aggressive. And they seem to be pulling this off perfectly. But as I say that, Kale just overstays his welcome on the middle lane and gets taken down. And with him, it'll be the Tusk that drops as well. Now Arrow, no borrowed time available, needs to hightail it on back to the base. Well, they just gave up a couple of freebies. And the net worth graph is back at the break-even point. Portal. Now sensing a window of opportunity here to go into the Rosh pit with the Exorcism. It's going to be a rather quick takedown on Rosh, and it looks like there's nothing that Dope Gaming can do about this. Bit by bit, Portal Esports are clawing their lead back here with the Aegis in tow for what I should assume is... Okay, they've given it over to the Death Prophet. I was kind of hoping it goes over to a Xeon on the Monkey King, but fair enough. She's already fairly survivable though with the Yules and the Phase Boots online. She's got a Blink Dagger queued up next, which I gotta say I'm not a fan of. I feel like you just want to get raw effective HP this game. Heck, even a Solar Crest wouldn't be bad up against the Lycan, who's just... He's got that single-minded focus just running in at her. Crimson Guard wouldn't be terrible either. Kill. Be terrible either. Kill. Be terrible either. Like it, no. New Cat's had a hard time this game, honestly. He's sitting really far down on the net worth charts, and his Blink Dagger hasn't even come out yet. Heck, he's not even going for it, just going for the Solar Crest straight off the bat. It's a tier 1 tower taken down. Probably not the best trade. They're giving up a tier 2 for possibly the most inconsequential dire tier 1 tower of the game here. We're seeing TPs come in towards the top lane. It's Kill that comes into his tier 3, but with this massive creep wave coming out here, and that incessant liquid fire spam, they're going to get this tier 2 tower. There's this TP coming in from Error. X just really stayed around for a lot longer than he needed to. He got tagged there with the paralyzing cast. It's just bouncing beautifully. That's 7 going down. X, he's trying to TP out. No, he doesn't even have the TP. That's an Aegis wasted. And there's no backup whatsoever. He's going to go down the second time as well. He does manage to blink up to the north. Okay, never mind. He's out. That should not have happened. Either way, they end up giving up the life of their Queen of Pain to deny their tier 2 tower on the top lane, get a kill on the Jakiro, and to take away the Death Prophet's Aegis. I'd still say that goes in favor of Dope Gaming, but it's... I guess you've opened up a bit more space with that tier 2 tower takedown if you're Portal Esports. Middle lane. Lycan. I heard him pop in the shapeshift. He's making his way towards this. There's the block coming out. X. No way, but nowhere for him to go but to the grave here. Again, I say that and he blinks out towards the north side, gets on over to Cliff as well. They do end up losing 7. They're going to end up losing New Cat as well, but it looks like X might just survive, as they seem like they're going to focus their efforts towards the tier 1. But Aeon, tagged there with the Yules, gets tagged with the Scream Pain as well. But this Shadow Blade from the Monkey King allows him to get away there. Dexter even going to pop that Hunter in the night and fly over the treetops. That's a tier 1 taken down at mid after getting 2 successful kills on the middle lane. Dope Gaming, they need to be careful now. Exorcism has been popped. X, he's just running out here by himself. Is this really such a great idea? Okay, maybe it is. They managed to catch him with the ice path as well, and he will end up going down. Error coming in here. Looks like he wants to go to work. X, he's taken a hell of a beating here, but the Spirit Siphon is getting him back up in fighting shape. There's nothing that he can do to stop this Borrowed Time from giving Error back all of his HP. He's going to pop another effort shield. He's just creating space here while Dexter ended up going down elsewhere. Nevermore's waiting in the trees here. They don't have a way to stop him, and it looks like they're going to have to bail. Not the best trade in the world from Dope Gaming. Losing their Lycan and their Abaddon in exchange for a kill on Dexter's Night Stalker. But hey, at least the Exorcism was expended. Bottom tier 2. It's taken a fair beating as well, and New Cat senses this opportunity to go and take the tower while his teammates draw attention towards the middle lane. The only question is, will Portal Esports be able to survive this as they begin their retreat? I think Portal are getting greedy here. They should have just focused on any one of these 2 tier 2s. Here we go. Snowball to start things off. Aeon, tag there. They have vision upon him as well. The dust expended, and that's going to be the death of the Monkey King. He does get the Boundless Strike off, tagging 3, but it's not enough. Now 7 being chased down as well. Nevermore with 1 more hit or to seal the deal. We've got the Lycan coming in and claiming it for himself, giving himself a double kill. And all of this for what? A damaged tier 2 on the bottom lane. This is just not worth it for Portal Esports at all. New Cat, oh no, they've spotted him as well. That Observer Ward on the cliff. It spotted New Cat. They got the Yule set up. The ice shots to block him in, and he's going down. The Shrine, it's only going to delay the inevitable. They'll even punch him up into the air. Look at him though, tanking up like a boss. Unfortunately, it just wasn't enough. Not only do they get the tier 2 at the mid, they also get a freebie on the Legion Commander now, and they might just have opened up an avenue upon the high ground, because Exorcism is still down for a good 20 seconds. Exorcism forced. They've jumped upon the high ground. The tier 3 is going to start taking a beating now as soon as the fortification wears off. Night Stalker doing what he can. Pops the darkness, goes to work. There's the buyback coming out from the Legion Commander. The TP coming out as well. Now Arrow in a headlong retreat. Nevermore moving forward, gets the scream up, needs to get the hell away from here. He's standing strong and fighting his way through. They will end up losing the Abaddon first, and now the back calls come out. Queen of Pain tagged with the silence, has the Yules but gets dueled up. Snowball save coming out from the tusk. They need to save this Queen of Pain's life. Probably not go for the kills here. That would be a bad idea. They get the kill nonetheless on Dexter, and aggressive with a beautiful ice shots. Defensively placed will create more space. Nevermore, get the hell on out of here. He drops the Sonic Wave, gets the kill on the Death Prophet. Pops the Yules, but gets stunned up. It's a double kill for Aeon. I think they should have just backed. They gave over way too much to Portal Esports here. Lycan, all the while, just ignores the shenanigans that his allies have caused on the middle lane, moves up to the top and starts farming once again. Meanwhile, Aeon, what's he got queued up? It is the Silver Edge that he's eyeing for. Mostly as a deterrent for Arrow on that Abaddon. It also does work versus the Feral Impulse buff that comes out, so that's not a bad idea either. Tagging him with the Silver Edge break. Oh, never mind. Looks like he's switching gears and going for the Yasha. The Manta style seems to be on the cards for him.
Sustains, God remains. Oh, look at it go!
Roshan, well, we know he's going to respawn in a minimum of 40 seconds now, so that's probably where the next big battle is going to take place. Interestingly enough, the Abaddon just dug his heels in, picked up the Midas, and he's hunkering down for the late game. He's got the Radiance queued up. Again, not a fan of the Radiance pickup here. I think utility items would be the better bet. Items like the Solar Crest, or heck, maybe even a Lincoln Sphere for this Abaddon wouldn't be terrible. Unfortunately, though, it's a catch-22 because Without the Radiance, he probably doesn't have the farming potential to pick up a quick Lincoln Sphere. But at the same time, they are pretty much ignoring the Abaddon in the fights as well. With the Radiance, they can no longer do that. So in hindsight, it might just be a good call. Aeon jumping over the treetops here. They've put out caution pings over there. The Sigil's been popped as well. Oh, they're going to see him. They saw the Monkey King jumping over the top there. He's going to use the Primal Spring and just make a break for it immediately. There we go. The push commences. Aggressive. Going to work on that tier 2 tower in the bottom lane. It just melts in their faces. And now they don't have a Macro Pyre to defend their tier 3. Unfortunately though, for Dope Gaming, Death Prophet has pushed out the top lane and was threatening to go high ground herself. Night Stalker pop in the darkness. Now they know they've got the numbers advantage here. Portal Esports. Can they find any exit kills here? Error. Oh, unfortunately. Unable to TP out there. The vision advantage coming in the night time along with the Yule Scepter will cancel his TP. And that will be the death of the Abaddon. A small price to pay for a clean retreat there, I'd say. But now that leaves just one tier 2 tower left on the map, and it's in favor of Portal Esports on the top side here. Seven. Yeah, he's clearly made up his mind. He wants the Manta style first. As for aggressive, no BKBs on the cards for him. He's just going for straight up armor. They saw Kyras, his next item of choice.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Honestly, yeah, I was gonna say the BKB may not be mandatory this game for the Lycan, but as I say that, I'm looking over at the lineup and they've got silences, they've got lockdown. You definitely need a BKB on that Lycan eventually. Roshan is back, and as predicted, we're gonna see the next big contest happening here. Actually, maybe not, because Portal Esports are taking it in the blink of an eye here with the Solar Crest and the Exorcism. It's going to be a free Aegis, and this time with the cheese as well, going over in favor of Portal Esports. That's Aegis picked up by the Monkey King cheese upon the Death Prophet, and I think that's the right decision. Once again, Dope Gaming caught with their pants down, when they should have been the ones moving to the Rosh Pit and claiming the Aegis with that Lycan and his firepower. That's the second Aegis they've given up to Portal Esports. "60 seconds till the Exorcism is back online. Dope Gaming. Did they want to try and find a pick-off? It is nighttime though, so it's probably not the best choice. Dexter got the Crimson Guard, by the way, so that kind of explains why the Death Prophet chose to go for Blink Dagger and then A on disc. Aggressive. Able to make it out there. Dexter, unfortunately, not quite finding him. Even expends the darkness to extend that nighttime. While bottom lane, they're going to find a freebie on Jakiro. He's out here by his lonesome, and there's no TPs coming in to back him up.
This will do nicely.
This'll come in handy.
New cat. No Blink Dagger for 6 seconds. Abaddon's TP'd out as well, and Nevermore blinks up into the trees and gets away. Again, just space creation tactics coming out from Portal Esports, ensuring that they're biding their time and preventing the pushes from coming into the lanes, while that Aegis is still in tow for the Monkey King.
Illusion.
That Observer, they've spotted out the Legion Commander. Again, just valuable bits of information going in favor of Dope Gaming here, allowing them to avoid the fights and just ensuring that Portal Esports can't just 5-man down a lane with the Aegis and cheese and take some buildings. And tier 2 on the top lane might just serve as incentive for Portal Esports to try and rush down a lane, but instead they're going to move up top and try and contest it. This feels like a mistake, but if Aggressive just stays around for this long, it's definitely going to be worth it. Shapeshift pops, he's going to try and make a run for it. There's the blink forward, the Yules as well. They tried to keep him alive, but now this is a bad fight for Dope Gaming. Duel comes out, the snowball save was there as well. The Sonic Wave expended on top of it. They bought enough time, but it's not enough. Kale ends up going down, and Aggressive will follow him to the grave. Both kills in favor of New Cat on the Legion Commander. All this because they had to save their Lycan, who was out too far ahead, trying to take a tier 2 tower. A Baron. Looks like he's going to be left for sloppy seconds as well. He's back up to full HP. Attempts a TP out, but with the sheer amount of lockdowns available, he's going nowhere. Instantly though, you can see the Queen of Pain and the Lycan just pushing down 2 lanes. They do not want that push coming in at them. But I think Portal Esports has made their intentions quite clear. They're barreling down the top lane. But again, I'm thinking this might be a mistake from Portal Esports. They don't have the exorcism. They don't even have the nighttime, although they do have darkness available. They're pushing high ground without exorcism, with 2 of their lanes pushed in as well. The tier 3 mid is starting to take a beating. This isn't a good idea at all for Portal Esports. Everyone is pretty much respawned on Dope Gaming as well. Lycan. He's now got a TP scroll available as well if he wants to join his allies in this battle on top lane. But his efforts are better spent pushing out the bottom lane for now. Forcing back rotations from Portal Esports. An unsuccessful attempt there from Portal Esports, but they've still managed to retain map control with some well-placed observer wards. Now X looking for the pick off here. They get the duel off on the Lycan. Where are those Necronomicon units going though? They've just... okay. That's third world micro problems. He started doing work on the tier 3 tower. He really doesn't care about what's happening to himself. He's just creating space with his hero while doing damage on the tier 3, but back to region is kicked in. And heck, he even manages to TP out. That's... I don't know. Someone make a Benny Hill video out of that. That was nonsense. His creeps are still in the base. Aggressive. Just really at this point he's just a defensive layer. His job is to blink in and snowball save whoever gets dueled, honestly. Arrow en route to that pipe as well. That's going to be another layer of defense that they're going to have going up against that Death Prophet, and more importantly the Jakiro at this point. It's 34 minutes in, and I believe the Aegis has been reclaimed here by Roshan, so it's go time here for Dope Gaming. If they want to try and take some objectives, now is the time. It's also daytime, a minute and a half till the natural night kicks in, and there's no darkness for another 7 seconds. Yeah, they've just missed one window of opportunity, probably because they didn't take the rush timer down. But nonetheless, they're still in a cushy spot. That net worth graph, it's only 4k apart at this point, and that really means nothing 34 minutes in. Both teams have a lineup where one successful team fight would lead to buildings just melting. High ground sieging isn't difficult for a Death Prophet, and one could argue it's even easier for a lineup with the Lycan in it. Both teams just playing very cautiously because they know what's coming on their high ground if they lose a team fight close to their homes. 11. Just leaving that momentum on the bottom lane while his allies keep pushing out the middle lane. It's really about who slips up first at this point. Lycan, the moment the darkness is popped, he pops a shape shift and just beats the hell out of there. New cat. His blink's been cancelled there by the Lycan Wolves, and they're just going in on him. They're going to start off with the Yule setup. There's backup coming in from Dexter, and there's TP's coming in as well. New cat is down. It's a 4v5 to begin with. Here comes X with the Exorcism expended. The Wukong's command not quite dropped down just yet. The Sonic Wave tags a couple. Now there's the Wukong's command. It's a completely chaotic fight here. The Aeon Disc even keeps X alive for a little longer. The Shapeshifter's worn out. The Boundless Strike gets the kill. And Portal Esports, they seem to be the ones coming out on top of this fight, getting 4 kills with Lycan. Ending up going down as well. That's 4 for the price of 3. Portal Esports scoring a double kill for their Death Prophet as well. And Exorcism well spent. But again, do they have enough firepower between the two of them to go high ground? I'd say the answer is no to that. One buyback is probably all it's going to take to stop this push.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Any minute now, Dope Gaming.
Radiant structures are
They do have a fortification, and in 10 seconds you're going to have the Tusk back online. Witch Doctor's back in 11 too. Alright, looks like they're just okay giving up their tier 3 tower. It's unlikely that the barracks are going to go down. But again, as I say that, no one wants to buy back on Dope Gaming. Melee barracks just taking a beating. They will regenerate. Portal Esports making an escape after taking a tier 3. And now this exposes the Radiant Shrines. I think it's what Aeon's going to go for.
Radiant's bottom shrine is under attack.
Elsewhere, 11 on a warding expedition by himself, dropping 2 observer wards close to the top shrine here. Has another one in tow. Oh, he's been spotted. Yule Scepter.
Radiant's bottom
It is
shrine
available.
has
That's the
fallen.
link is triggered by the Yule from the Jakiro. The Yule setup is there. Can they buy enough time for someone else to come in with the Orchid pop down? I think Nevermore is going to get this by himself. Arrow with the kill steal. They've got to know that this ward's placed here now. Should see sentry wards being called out soon enough. Heck, it might even be time for a gem on the side of... well, honestly, I think you probably want to pick up the gem on the side of Portal Esports at this point. Oh, okay, that's a biggie. Lycan's down for 70 seconds. There's a DD rune on Aeon. Exorcism is back in 10. Heck, this is a straight up high ground push coming out, and wow, they've even got the Tusk now. He's going nowhere. That's a dual victory picked up by Newcat. Nevermore could be in trouble as well. They've got the silence upon him and he's got no Yules. The buyback coming out from the Tusk. Portal Esports not phased by it though. Their creep wave. Oh man, this is smart. Lycan might just have saved the day here. Pulling the creep wave aside. Cutting the creep wave with the siege creep that was dominated by him. Sick stuff coming out from him, really, but the bottom wave is pushing in. 30 seconds to go till the Lycan is back on the battlefield. Portal Esports. They do have the Exorcism available still. But I feel like they missed their opportunity after those 2 pickoffs. Aggressive. There's the ice shot available. There's the Wukong's command drop down. They've even got the Exorcism expended. X is going in. They're just going to focus their efforts back on the buildings here. The barracks. It looks like they will fall. Portal Esports opening up the high ground here. Taking the first set of barracks here in the middle lane. There we go though, the chase is on. They've gone in on X. The Aeon is triggered. There's the duel coming out as well. They've managed to catch the Queen of Pain, but the save was there as well. No one has died so far. Paralyzing cast connecting beautifully with the death ward being fully channeled up as well. Nobody's stopping the Witch Doctor while Lycan is going to town upon them as well. Sonic Wave expended, tags a couple of heroes, but it's not done nearly enough. Newcat ends up going down. That's the first casualty on the side of Portal Esports. Aeon just doing work there with the butterfly evasion, allowing him to stand strong here in the midst of this fight, but the magic damage is starting to stack up here. He did get tagged with the dust, so he's going to have to make a break for it here. Nevermore, however, tagged in here, does end up getting the Yules off, or rather, yeah, he does end up trapping Jakiro there, who ends up dropping. 2 down on the side of Portal Esports. It was a Legion Commander and a Jakiro going down in exchange for, well, heck, it's even going to be X on the Death Prophet that goes down, all in exchange for the melee barracks. Now we're seeing Dope Gaming making some desperate pings towards the middle lane, but they might want to claim Aegis before they consider any of these shenanigans again. Yeah, really, the right choice is to get a BKB on this Lycan and give him an Aegis. A refresher orb for either the Queen of Pain or maybe even the Abaddon wouldn't be terrible this game. There's some momentum being applied here by Dope Gaming towards the middle lane. They might just be able to get this tier 3 tower. They do have a fortification available on the dire side and they're going to pop it right now. So this tier 3 tower cannot be saved without a buyback. Especially when there's 2 siege creeps sitting in the lane. Tier 3 down, melee barracks being jumped upon. Everyone on the side of Portal Esports ready to fight this. Aggressive pops the shapeshift. He's going in. Spawn the Necronomicons. There they go. Going to work on the range barracks first. The Crimson Guard allowing another layer of defense. Abaddon even popping that blade mail preemptively now, but they're gonna have to back away. Arrow in trouble here. I think the right call is to sacrifice his life and back away, but it looks like Dope Gaming wants to fight. Lycan, he's moved up top. He ends up getting a tier 3 tower, rats it down, and now they've got the numbers advantage back on the middle lane. Newcat in trouble, gets sent into the air with the fist, and now it looks like the rest of Portal Esports has converged. The Wukong's command dropped, Lotus Orb triggered, Queen of Pain in trouble, has the Yules, has the blink, gets silenced up and gets brought down. Aeon with a godlike spree upon him now. He's looking for more aggressive. Blink Dagger in 3 seconds, but the urn cancelling it. There's the duel coming out as well. It's a duel victory over towards the Legion Commander. Elsewhere, Error still being chased down. X, even popping the exorcism, gets the Yules, catches him out there, and ends up getting the kill as well. That's 4 down.
Are under attack.
Or was it 3 down? Yeah, it was actually 3 down on the side of Dope Gaming. Well, Portal Esports loses 2 tier 3 towers. No barracks dropped just yet for them though. But with the exorcism down for 100 seconds, the question is, will Portal Esports look to breach high ground again, or are they just going to go back for map control? Post switch, they'll claim an Aegis. Legion with the halberd. They've got a ridiculous amount of evasion coming out and no response for that evasion whatsoever on the side of Dope Gaming. I mean, Solar Crest, halberd, butterfly. Aeon is almost unkillable at this point. Look at the attack speed as well, with the press the attack buff thrown upon him.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Maledict will connect upon him. That's Barracks being taken apart here. Fortification dropped defensively while aggressive. He's just trying to rat. He pops the shapeshift as well. He's going for the Barracks. Goes in, goes to work, pulls out the Necronomicons and starts to work on the range Barracks. The range Barracks will drop, but here comes X. He's got the Exorcism. Spirit Siphons a creep. Again, Lycan just creating space while the Merry Barracks are going down bit by bit to his units. Elsewhere though, they're defending their own Barracks here. They've got the duel coming out upon Witch Doctor. He ends up going down, but it isn't a duel victory. Are we near the end here? It's just Lycan, Witch Doctor and Tusk versus the cores on the side of Portal Esports. They'll even drop down the Wukong's command and Dope Gaming. It looks like they may be in a world of trouble here. They've now lost 2 lanes of Barracks, but they might be able to get some return kills. It's a 4v3 situation here inside the Radiant base, but it looks like Aeon really doesn't care. He's still going to work the paralyzing cast, connecting beautifully. Aeon in a lot of trouble now, has been tagged with the Maledict as well. They will get the Glimmer Cape upon him, but they've seen him again. He's fighting his way through all of this, but he ends up getting sent up into the air. Will he survive here is the key question, and the answer is no. He gets an Abyssal Blade off on his deathbed, but ends up going down. He buys back as well, and he's TPing out towards the shrine. The duel comes out upon the Tusk. Tusk could be going down himself here. There's a fair bit of damage being dealt upon him, but he ends up surviving and gets the snowball off as well. They bought some time and they've created some space, and they've still got a lane of Barracks upon the top lane, while the Queen of Pain though remains dead for 50 seconds. Lycan with another phase shift. He's going to work here. Dexter being warded out of the base again. Aeon going to work upon the Lycan. They've got the Jingu stacks up online as well. But do they have the control with the Ice Path? The answer is yes, and it looks like the Lycan will fall. He has a buyback, but no shapeshift available. And with the Exorcism pop, this could just be the beginning of the end. Portal Esports herding Dope Gaming back into the fountain here. Going to work on Error as well, who's popped his Blade Mail, heals up again with the borrowed time. They just can't seem to find their way in upon the tier 4s just yet. Snowball coming out here. They're going in deep once again. Remember, it's 2 lanes of Barracks taken down, and they're going for the Jugular, not for the Mega Creeps. Death Ward dropped as well. They're going to be able to stop it with the silence. Buyback coming out from the Jakiro. The top tier 3 falls. The top Barracks are in jeopardy now. But Lycan, he's back on the playing field and he's looking to go to work. There's the Abaddon going down. The Boundless Strike will finish him off. But now, Portal Esports in trouble. The paralyzing cast plays perfectly as well. Death Prophet in trouble. Sent up into the air with the Yules. The cast though just bouncing about, stunning them up as they try and fight. They body blocked that Monkey King. Remember, this will be a dieback upon him. He's gonna be down here. There's no way he survives this. He's trying to lifesteal his way through everything, but he's down. 120 seconds without the Monkey King. And 30 seconds without the Exorcism. Heck, they've even lost the Legion Commander now. Can Dope Gaming just go in and end this game? They do have a small window of opportunity. Actually, a big one now if they claim the Aegis as well. This game, ladies and gentlemen, is far from over.
Middle tower is under attack.
And honestly, I still don't know who's going to come out on top. Nevermore and aggressive. We get an Aegis, a Cheese, and a Refresher Shot to work with this time around. And they've also got an MKB finished up on the Monkey King. Oh, sorry, on the Lycan. So all that evasion means diddly squat now for Portal Esports. This is it. 70 seconds with an Aegis, with a Cheese, and with a Refresher Orb. Can Dope Gaming finish this off, or can Portal Esports mount a successful defense? Buyback from the Legion Commander, but there's no buyback coming out from the Monkey King, and there won't be one either. Barracks taking a beating, and back to region is now worn off as well. That's another laner barrack secured here by Dope Gaming. They're actually doing it. Exorcism popped by X. He's trying to fight his way through this, gets a Spirit Siphon, but just can't lock anyone down. They've even lost the Jakiro for 90 seconds. Portal Esports fighting with a major numbers disadvantage here, going 3 versus 5. And they're in a world of trouble, honestly. Lycan, they're trying to control him as much as possible. The Exorcism doing some work. Arrow in trouble. Does have the Blade Mail. Pops the Blade Mail. Pops the pipe, but ends up going down. New Cat in trouble. Fortification coming out here. There's the Cyclone coming out once again. Exorcism just about to wear off. That's the Aegis taken away from the Queen of Pain. Remember, she's going to come back for round 2 here. And has a refresher up for 2 Sonic Waves as well. Pops Sonic Wave number 1. Has the refresh. Doesn't pop it. They will get the kill on the Legion Commander. He's down for 103. And before the Monkey King even respawns, Dope Gaming have claimed Mega Creeps. What the hell just happened? Ancients in trouble though. They've lost their tier 4s in their own base. They have to defend. Elsewhere, Kale. He's trying to man fight his way through Dexter here, but that was a futile attempt.
You expected daylight to protect you?
This is bad for Portal Esports. They're now dealing with Mega Creeps, and they really don't have too many responses to the hordes of creep waves that are going to be pushing into their base. Monkey King even got rid... Okay, never mind. He actually still has his Battle Furies. That's literally the only thing they've got. Like, no! Aeon! Goofing that up. Abyssal's a creep. He had the DD rune and might have just got that kill, but now he's going to end up going down. And once again, he doesn't have a buyback. That's it. That's the end of the game right there. I just don't see a scenario in which Portal Esports can defend this.
Invisibility.
Death Prophet. Unfortunately, it disconnects, but that's it. They're actually going to call GG here. Portal Esports. They know they've been beat. Dope Gaming taking a victory 48 minutes in against all odds. It's a rather anticlimactic finish, but the game itself was truly an action-packed one. Look at this. 48 minutes in, 46 to 41. I need to go get myself a cup of hot water here and call it a night. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching tonight's ESL India Premiership match. And big congratulations to Dope Gaming for taking victory here. I'll see you guys around. This is CloudX signing out.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the ESL India Premiership Summer Season Challenger Series 2018 studio segment. And Dope Gaming, ladies and gentlemen, is the clear winner.
Yeah.
So, congratulations to Dope Gaming. And anything you want to say about this, Anji?
I mean, I'm really a little bad for Portal Esports. I mean, even last year they had a similar scenario and they couldn't make it to the Masters League. And this year I was hoping to see them because, like I mentioned when we started this segment, that India versus Pakistan is always like that high trigger element to have some great games. But Dope from Mumbai doing exceedingly well there. A few players known to me. I play with them sometimes, and they are exceptionally good players. I'm excited to see them in the Masters League in the fall season if they make it through. Plus, I think the name Dope Gaming sounds pretty dope to me.
Yeah. Well, congratulations. Victory goes to India. Congratulations again, Dope Gaming, to you. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's it for tonight. Do follow us because we are here every day. And, well, this is the ESL India Premiership Summer Season Masters. I would say the Challenger Series 2018 that is brought to you by Northern Gaming and ESL. And, well, sponsored by Omen by HP, HyperX, and Intel.